Gen Z voices will truly shape the future of India. Alternate dispute is the only answer. Conflict resolution should be peaceful. Welcome to our podcast, Law and Business News. Legal education in India is undergoing a powerful transformation. Every year, lakhs of young aspirants choose law as a career, competing fiercely to enter the national law universities that have become centers of excellence. Since the pioneering vision of Professor Dr. Menon, who founded the National Law School of India University, legal education has evolved manifold, embracing specialization, global exposure, and a deeper focus on justice delivery. In an era marked by innovation, technology, and the growing role of AI, the law may appear more accessible than ever. But how does today's Gen Z truly view legal studies, justice, and dispute resolution? Till now, on this platform, we have heard the wisdom and opinions of eminent legal stalwarts who have shaped Indian jurisprudence. Today, we take a meaningful step forward by encouraging the new entrants to the legal profession, the Gen Z voices who will truly shape the future of this country. In this special podcast on alternate dispute resolution, ADR, senior journalist Sangeeta Sharma is in conversation with Anirudh Venkatesh, a second-year law student at NLU Bengaluru. Anirudh believes that ADR, with its emphasis on dialogue and amicable settlement, is the most effective path to resolving conflicts in modern society. Reflecting his commitment to this field, he has been selected to represent his institution at the Loyola University Chicago School of Law in an international ADR competition.
So let's talk about ADR first. What is ADR?
Ma'am, ADR is known as alternative dispute resolution. It's basically a legal mechanism where courts are not required to mediate the disputes. It's largely done outside the purview of courts on a much more private and informal level. There are three types of ADR. Some would argue four, but the main three types are negotiation, mediation, and arbitration.
Arbitration.
Negotiation, mediation, and arbitration.
But tell me, this is out of court means what? Like if you are fighting in the court, how will you mean कि कहाँ जाके, if there's a very big dispute in a family, so how will ADR be there? तुम family वाले भी कर लेते हैं. It's like a family thing. कि जैसे पहले घर वाले बीच बचाव करते, it's something like that.
Not exactly, but thing is, courts में जाना, most people prefer ADR, the ADR mechanism, because the process of courts is very time consuming और cost effective इतना नहीं होता है, सालों साल चलते रहते हैं. ADR provides you a new alternative कि आप अपने cases जो हैं एक अलग प्लेटफॉर्म पे ले जाके एक नॉर्मल मीडिएशन या फिर नेगोशिएशन में भी आप आपस में बात करके एमिकेबली अपने डिस्प्यूट रिजॉल्व कर लो.
नहीं, अगर एमिकेबली करना होता
बिना टाइम वेस्ट करे
तो लड़ाई होती क्यों? तो हाउ विल वी नो दैट ये लड़ाई हो रही है और इसको कैसे सुलझाएं?
मैम, लड़ाई अगेन फिर तो कोर्ट्स ही इन द स्टार्टिंग अगर लड़ाई ही नहीं होती. डिस्प्यूट रेजोल्यूशन मतलब नाम ही डिस्प्यूट, मतलब डिस्प्यूट चाहिए.
अच्छा, पहले लड़ाई होनी चाहिए.
पहले लड़ाई तो होनी चाहिए, होनी ही चाहिए. दैट इज नॉन नेगोशिएबल.
बिल्कुल.
बट अगेन ये एक जरिया है हमारे लिए. कोर्ट्स के पास ऑलरेडी देयर आर लॉट ऑफ केसेस पेंडिंग. ADR is recognized under the Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1996 already. Right. So courts actively push कि आप ADR में ही जाके ये रिजॉल्व करो, क्योंकि इनके पास ऑलरेडी कई सारे केसेस हैं.
So आप ये कहना चाहते हो कि alternate dispute resolution जो है, it's a resolution method which gives a peaceful,
more amicable and cost effective method.
So how do people approach this?
Main contention of ADR is let's not ruin lives, time and money behind this.
Very good. Plus उसमें कौन करता है बीच में इसको mediate या arbitration?
Again, the three types. Negotiation में there are only two parties. It is the most informal type of ADR.
अच्छा.
So only the two parties which are involved and they talk it out in a room, either with their advocate or normally कर लेते हैं, and then they reach a conclusion. In mediation, there is a third party. But again, the third party's main role is to दोनों parties को conciliate करना. Again, वो जो decision सुनाएगा, the decision given by the mediator is not legally binding. But arbitration is just this thing, a private room without the courtroom drama.
Hmm.
The award or the decision made by the third party or the arbitrator is legally binding. You can't again repeal that. If you want to repeal it, you have to go to the court again.
Mm-hmm. But mediation में तो दोनों, when they agree, then that is called successful, ना?
Yes.
Both of them, it's sort of a win-win situation.
It's a more of a bargaining this thing.
हाँ.
कि आप bargain करते हो कि मुझे ये चाहिए, मैं वो नहीं दे सकता. Because I have my own commitments, my own limitations, my own liabilities. Instead of that, let's do this.
तो अनुरुद्ध, तुम तो you are just a second year student. You are studying in NLU, Bangalore, very prestigious college. How did you enter law then?
It's an interesting story, ma'am. The thing is, I never had law in my mind until I filled out the CLAT form. This thing
So
is,
what you wanted to do?
I wanted to pursue econ honors.
You were good at that?
I was very good at econ. I shouldn't brag, but econ was the one subject which I was truly confident in.
Then who pushed you to law?
My dad, and he cited the example of my bua, who's also an alumnus of this NLU. She was a 2001 batch. So yeah, inspiration.
So he told you exam to de de exam.
It was more like a competitive exam de de. You'll get the at least you'll get the gist कि कैसे दे सकते हैं. और अगर ये clear ना भी हुआ, you'll have this one, the standard you can set कि CUET कैसे दे पाए बाद में.
So you cleared.
वो CLAT पहले clear हो गए तो CUET देने के कभी कुछ हुआ ही.
After you said 15 days.
15 days, yeah.
You just studied 15 days.
Just studied 15
that
days.
Means
No
you're
coaching,
very
nothing.
So you cleared it on the one go. And then after that, you're liking law.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not-
It did take some time to get used to, because law से तो कभी मेरा नाता ही नहीं था literally. The thing is, law मतलब cases पढ़ो and all that, reading bulky cases, उनके judgments वगैरह याद करो. It did take a lot of time to getting used to, because I was never this thing कि मुझे law ही करना है.
So you're liking it.
Yeah.
And what do you I consider you a Gen Z. So there are so many problems now in the world which are coming up of the Gen Zs. So you think that studying law will solve those?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How?
ADR especially will help pursue, make the Gen Z even more the same. ADR is basically just, Gen Z जो है, they like to set boundaries.
Set boundaries
and do it in a more private way. They don't like to broadcast it to the entire world. कि अगर कुछ लड़ाई वगैरह हुई है, they don't like to broadcast it. This is basically like a private DM भेज रहे हो, ADR. But courtroom drama चलता रहेगा, न्यूज़पेपर में छपेगा, वो चलता ही रहेगा. But और boundaries as such कोई set नहीं होती हैं. Gen Z जैसे मैं बता रहा हूँ, it's mostly.
Well, how do you think? I want to know about you. Now, पहले कैसे सोचते थे, लॉ करने के बाद कैसे सोचते हो?
Again, law पढ़ना Gen Z के लिए तो अभी ज्यादा ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि अभी जो जैसे अभी बहुत सारे सिचुएशंस अभी अराइज हो रहे हैं. नेपाल का भी जो सीन चल रहा है, the scenario in Nepal is extremely bad, and the entire world is saying that Gen Z is the generation which is pushing the cause for this thing, because mostly people think that Gen Z is lazy. Gen Z ज़्यादा काम नहीं कर सकते, Gen Z काम चोर है. But we have grown up in this world जहाँ पे legal cases stretch on for years. Nirbhaya case, 8 years, ma'am, 8 years. We can't afford the same thing to repeat again, because justice delayed is justice denied. 8 years for such a gruesome case, I don't think it did any justice.
Patience नहीं है.
Patience की भी बात नहीं है, मैम. जितना ज़्यादा
अभी वो you can't tolerate.
हाँ, it gets irritating.
So long.
हाँ, people get agitated in such situations. ADR is cost effective, timely खत्म हो जाता है. But again, ऐसे cases में you can't engage with ADR. Litigation is the only course. But again, pendency इतनी ज़्यादा है. So वही courts are using ADR as a way कि please आप जितना चाहे हो सके आप ADR में ही जाओ.
आउट ऑफ कोर्ट एक तो खर्चा कम होगा,
केसेस कम होंगे, लोड कम पड़ेगा,
और एक समझदारी से लोग they'll resolve their matter.
Exactly.
It's a resolution.
Basically resolution.
तो what do you think कि आज इसके लिए हमें इंडिया में क्या कोई स्ट्रक्चर, कोई कोड, कोई अलग से रूम्स बनाने चाहिए या कुछ क्या मैकेनिज्म बनाना चाहिए कि एवरीवेयर वी शुड हैव मीडिएशन सेंटर्स, दैट आम आदमी को बताओ कि हम यहाँ जाके वी कैन गेट द like get into some, if they are in some conflict they can go there and ask for, there is any mechanism to tell people कि कैसे करना है ये?
The ADR tool has already been recognized by the Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1996 already. So courts तो वैसे ही push कर रहे हैं. But people अभी particularly the Indian public, they don't exactly know what ADR is. उनको बस पता है कि केस फाइल करना है, कोर्ट में जाके फाइल होगा जो होगा, और बाद में केस लड़ा जाएगा, and one person will be the winner, one person will be the loser. There is no middle point to reach. So again, we should first and foremost educate the Indian mass that ये भी एक tool है.
वो कैसे होगा?
Again, ma'am, education by campaigning, social media. Gen Z के for term में अगर आप social media की बात करें, social media के through we can spread this thing कि ADR is also a tool.
अच्छा, commercial disputes कैसे resolve हो सकते हैं?
Commercial-
There are all now, market is international. There are matters of various jurisdictions. तो commercial बड़े-बड़े matters हैं world में. Can they also be resolved through mediation?
Ma'am,
जो arbitration भी थोड़ा लंबा होता जा रहा है. So if these can also be resolved by mediation.
this tool, this mechanism was originally made for मतलब commercial disputes resolve करने के लिए ही बनाए गए थे, so that the representatives, so that the chairman sit in one room, they come to a conclusion, they draft whatever contract they want to with their own free will, instead of the court mandating कि this is the boundary you should stick to, this is the particular point you should add to your contract or whatever. ADR gives you the freedom that you can draft your own contracts, you can draft your, there are no straight jacket, like the standard form of contract is there, but there is nothing कि इसी पे तुम्हें अड़े रहना है. You have the free will as long as it's within the legal rules, as it's not violating any of them, you can. So businesses find it favorable to go through the ADR process.
अभी तुम मीडिएशन की कॉन्फ्रेंस में जा रहे हो फॉर कंपटीशन, राइट? सो इन दैट हाउ मेनी कंट्रीज विल कम? उसका थोड़ा टेल मी अबाउट दैट. व्हाट कंपटीशन इज इट?
This is a competition being organized by the International Academy of Dispute Resolution. This competition जो भी होने वाला है, this happens every even year.
Even year means?
Alternative years में 2026 में अभी जैसे हो रहा है, 2024 में हुआ था,
Okay.
2022 में हुआ था. This competition is attended by as many colleges representing countries.
Law colleges.
Law colleges only, of course. India से, if I'm not wrong, I think three or four NLUs are only participating in this competition.
Which ones?
Nalsar,
Nalsar
NUJS,
in Hyderabad.
Hyderabad, NUJS in Calcutta,
Okay. And yours in Bangalore.
and mine in Bangalore.
So how many children are going from India?
There are slots offered, FAP and non-FAP. At least in my college, there are slots, FAP and non-FAP slots, with financial accommodation program slots. So 6 members from my college, and I am not sure about the other colleges. So, and this competition happens within a span of 1 week, 5 days,
You stay there for
for 5
5
days.
days.
And in this competition, there are 3 roles assigned to you: the client, advocate, and mediator. Within the span of 3 days, me and my other 2 teammates who are coming from the non-FAP slot are supposed to switch through all these 3 roles, and we'll be marked on those rubrics.
So one time you'll be a client.
One time I'll be the advocate, one time I'll be the mediator.
Okay. So they will give you the problem
They'll give me the problem and the role as well.
and your roles. So when you come back, you let us know what.
Yeah, sure.
Uh-huh. So in Bangalore, what experience have you got of ADR and mediation? You're still in second year,
Yeah,
but they're teaching you quite a lot on this.
they will start with corporate law in 3rd year.
Third year.
But jitna abhi tak I've learned, they take moot oral rounds as my internals. We are supposed to submit a memo, moot memorial. Then after that, uske baad orals honge. Again, all of these in internals. Moot units are also organized by the college. Novice moot rounds bhi hote hain, and ADR bhi hota hai. Debate rounds are also organized by the college.
There is one law of tort, but very less is known in India and very less is used in India. What is your take on that law?
I feel that tort law should be like prioritized, should be brought more into the spotlight, because since due to the lot of cases like negligence, nuisance and all that, काफी ज्यादा ही सुनने को मिलता है, न्यूज़पेपर में रोज आता है कि कोई ना कोई पॉट होल में गिर गया, कीचड़ बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है, और पीडब्ल्यू डिपार्टमेंट दे आर digging up the grounds, causing a lot of noise pollution to senior citizens living around.
तो tell me, supposing एक कुछ कार गिर गई गड्ढे में, और there are so many incidents, बेबी बाइकर की डेथ हुई है, तो what laws उस पे लगने चाहिए, क्या sections लग, कुछ idea है आपको?
Laws and sections again, ma'am, वो tort law since it has not been exactly like
defined,
ज्यादा क्रिमिनल केसेस ही हो जाते हैं, क्या तो क्रिमिनल हो जाते हैं, सिविल केसेस हो जाते
तो
हैं.
किस पे लगता है? जो नेग्लिजेंस होता है वो अथॉरिटीज पे लगता है, किस पे होता है?
अथॉरिटीज पे लगता है,
पर लगता तो है नहीं, दे गो स्कॉट फ्री.
हाँ, that's the like they use loopholes कि हम तो गवर्नमेंट का काम कर रहे थे, we can't help it, आपका ही काम कर रहे थे. They again arguments जो बेस करते हैं, it's entirely up to their discretion. It's basically at the end of the day litigation with which cases you're winning largely depends on how well you use the law to draft your own arguments. क्योंकि law तो सबके लिए same ही है. It's just up to you how well you use the law, how well you manipulate the law.
But because people are going scot free on this, they are being negligent in their work. Buildings गिर जाती हैं on the negligence only by. So what is there any Gen Z is thinking about something to give some responsibility on the like there should be some responsibility of the person who is taking care of that road or of making that road. Is the Gen Z movement something you can start with on
See,
this?
ma'am, accountability begins when there is implementation. Gen Z अपने हिसाब से arguments ऐसे draft करना है, because law is again it's the same for everyone. Statutes जो आपके सामने है वो भी मेरे सामने है, case laws जो आपके सामने है वो भी मेरे सामने है. It's just कि मैं कैसे वो draft कर रहा हूँ अपने arguments, using those very case laws, using those very precedents, using those very statutes according to my favor, so that I can show the court or even the public कि this man here or this department here is in the wrong. That's how you show accountability. But आगे वो implement जहाँ पे होगा वो तो
But why
courts के discretion पे
people authorities are so fearless here? They don't feel scared of
implementation
mixing.
नहीं है.
See the food
implementation
adulteration.
नहीं है इसलिए.
So what should be done to implement that? Well, you
Stronger
only
safeguards.
your generation only can do it.
Stricter guidelines, stronger safeguards.
Guideline, the more stricter, they have another ways of escaping that. So there's something as to some movement has to be started by you Gen Zs that all these they should follow the laws. It is food adulteration and all these things. They don't fear anything and they're just doing.
Ma'am, the thing is, the powerful positions, the powerful posts right now, they're occupied by generations above us.
Above us.
Gen Z, they've not gotten into such posts yet.
If you get it, then
If we get it, maybe I'm very confident in my generation, honestly.
really,
I'm very confident. We will do something which will transform India for the better only.
tell me what will you do? Okay, Gen Z
in the
starting
legal-
from the legal thing.
In the legal thing, again, there's a plethora of subjects. So many students studying law. अचानक से law की demand इतनी ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है. I don't know if I should say this, but engineering could match कर रही है in some way or the other.
Yes,
People
more other.
relatively, like if you take the records of last 10 to 15 years, इतना law तो नहीं था. But now with the booming of NLUs and CLAT and giving so much importance, people are taking 1 or 2 drop years just to give CLAT. So that just shows कि yes, law भी एक lucrative field बनता जा रहा है.
Of course it is. And what about the AI into law? Do you recommend that?
मैम recommend तो मैं कोई नहीं होता recommend करने वाला, but I feel that AI is a little too young. It's still in its the nascent stage of it, if I should say so. AI still has potential, but again, it depends on how we use it.
No, but
If we demand on making deepfakes abhi tak and use AI for such nefarious purposes, then we can't possibly assume ki haan, AI is there. And there's also like a fear of AI slop, because I won't like deny the fact that law students also use AI while making their term papers and all that. Most of the time, not most of the time, but quite a lot of times, AI gives us fake cases, fake case laws, which is not verified. Most of the articles you get, like if you research yourself, are verified. Blogs मिल गए आपको, कोई reading मिल गई, कोई reputed author का कुछ article मिल गया आपको. But AI कभी कभार it does not back it up. You search for it on Google, and Google just say there. Did you mean this, or was there is some error in your keyword? Then you find out the case था ही नहीं.
but are you allowed to use AI to make your projects and something?
No, we are not. But we can use AI to draft the outline. कि आपको
Like-
अपना argument कैसे flow में लाना है, and that's the most you can do.
Like what? Give an example.
ना while making a term paper, जैसे introduction वाला एक part हो गया, you just put your topic into it.
Achha, how to speak or
हाँ, exactly. How to speak, how to frame your point much better. AI should be used strictly as a tool, not as a dependent factor. You should not depend entirely on AI.
nowadays, though, if you start using that, you can't write it yourself.
Exactly. AI slop again. People are relying so much on AI.
Can they find out it's been from AI or not?
Yeah,
Is there any tool
Yeah, there are a lot of tools.
which they can find out?
Our college relies on Turnitin to check whether to check for plagiarism.
But does AI come under plagiarism? Because it has every time it
AI
does
comes under AI or AI refined.
that is not allowed.
That is not allowed.
Like
Because again, unverified, uncredible, you can't depend on it.
But
if you're writing a
language-
term paper, your facts should be concrete. AI does not provide that.
but the language you can use.
No, language you
the
can.
way he is writing.
हाँ, you can do that.
Not the case laws or something.
वो AI indicators आ जाते हैं ना उसमें, so
Commercial disputes, how do you see it? How should it be resolved through mediation? Not arbitration, through mediation.
through mediation. International law does not have a centralized framework. It depends on norms, normative, the customary law. So there is no as such binding legal law which binds the nations apart from erga omnes. But ADR, again, जैसे family disputes resolve होते हैं, again the same way ADR also helps countries resolve matters on a much more amicable level on a platform which is cost effective and less time consuming.
You said you were more into economics. So economics, did you study for 1 year in economics?
Yeah, I was an economics student. I
So,
taken commerce as my stream.
So do you relate economics as well as law as same?
Oh yes, ma'am, definitely. First year we were in my first trimester and in my third trimester we were taught econ 1 and econ 2.
So you were very happy first year.
Actually not. Econ in law school in NLS is a different league altogether.
Like what?
People, they dread econ. Students, they dread econ in law school because the level at which econ even right now is being taught is largely like my friend studying in DU studies the same book and he's doing BBA econ. I'm doing law. He's still studying the same from the same book. It's quite complex, but I did not face quite a lot of difficulties while doing econ. I mean, I did find econ to be very difficult, but I don't face so many difficulties in that because I already had a strong background.
And you are like very smooth with it. It comes naturally.
Not smooth per se,
Naturally to
but
you.
naturally, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what subject is very difficult for you?
For me, personally, I would say, I think constitutional law,
Eh?
since it's quite lengthy, and as well as history, if I'm talking about BA subjects.
History is
History.
okay. And then which you said economics is the best for you. And any other you like is close to your heart? Any other subject?
I particularly enjoyed contracts and torts.
Contracts and
Yeah.
related to economics only.
Not related, but as subject in itself.
So have you thought in which stream you will go when you become a lawyer?
Not yet, ma'am. Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm
You
still
haven't made up your
thinking
mind?
of. I'm yet on the boundaries that maybe I'll give the DGS exam.
Acha, to be a judge.
Yeah.
That's great. So do you think that these mediators, as compared to lawyers, if you get into mediation, will they also earn that much amount? The what others are earning?
Might be because ADR is still in its new stage. Not quite a lot of people know about ADR, but as soon as this knowledge will get spread wider, people will start seeing ADR as a much better method.
But they are resisting nowadays that the fees is becoming very less, and if it's resolved very easily, the lawyers will hardly get any money. You know, if it's done in 1 or 2 months, which goes on for years and years. So do you think the lawyer's salary and lawyer's income will be reduced?
If it is backed by a corporate like law firm, then it will. But as on an individual level, for now, I feel that ADR still has a long way to go.
If given a choice, would you like to be a litigator or in the law firm?
Good question.
And
Again, perks and benefits, I have to weigh them as
Weigh.
according to my scenario when I will go get out of law school. But for
After
now, I feel corporate
you
firms
feel
are
they're doing better.
job security and
So
whatnot.
anybody you look in this country as your role model?
As my role model,
Yeah.
I feel Ram Jethmalani. Mr. Ram Jethmalani
You like?
is.
Did you meet him?
I have not yet met him.
No, he's no more.
Yeah, I know.
His son is there.
Hmm.
Any other person whom you want to meet as a lawyer?
Advocate Kapil Sibal.
You want to meet him?
Yeah,
So I think I'll tell your father to fix an appointment. with
hopefully.
you. So today we had a very good session. I have talked to a lot of big lawyers, but this is the first time I've talked to a student, that also of a second year. And I'm a journalist for the last 30 years. I'm covering Supreme Court of India right now. And so I've been bringing out to you all the stories of all the big lawyers. But this is the first time I've interviewed a very young, budding lawyer, and I hope to put him in the legal luminaries in my next book.
Thank you so much,
Right.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and please don't forget to like and share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.
His proud father, Shri N.S. Venkatesh, former Central IB officer and currently Director General, Policy Planning and Research in a public policy think tank attached to UNO, says his son always wanted to get in commerce, but I encouraged him to join law. Now he is enjoying it very much. His dedicated mother, SMT Arati Venkatesh, member, Indira Gandhi National Centre for Arts, Ministry of Culture, Government of India, said that her son Anirudh is peace-loving and very creative. And she is sure that he will use law as a tool to get justice to the underprivileged.